This video will cover the steps to add and to configure non-Proxim devices via PVNMS 1.0 and above. Note, PVNMS is limited to monitor device parameters via the SNMP v2 MIB only. Now, based on the SNMP agent itself, only a few parameters can be modified. Now, they include the system group, which is going to be all of the parameters, and the interface group, which is the admin and the alias. We're going to go ahead and cover all these. There are certain ones that are not programmable. That's going to be IP, TCP, UDP, and ICMP. Okay, those are just for monitoring only. Please note that the MIB itself, this feature is not supported via Proxim technical support. So if you have any issues with the MIB itself, you may want to contact your technical support for that particular product. But because it is just a standard MIB, there is no support for the MIB or for the product. So if you have an HP or an Axis or Cisco, whatever you're trying to use, Proxim technical support will not support it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to cover is how to add the devices to PVNMS. There is no difference between adding a Proxim device and a non-Proxim device. You could do it one of two ways. Either one, you have your discovery, which is your initial way. So you could go ahead and add to it, and if everything's in the same subnet, you have IP ranges and things like that, you could go ahead and modify it. This way you could go ahead and create a new one if it's going to be on a different subnet, or if you already have an existing subnet, an existing tree, just go ahead and click on Tools, Manual Discovery, go ahead and type in the IP address, make sure that your SNMP info is correct, and just go ahead and click OK. It's going to go ahead and find it. So now we're looking at the dynamic map. I have my two non-Proxim devices added. One's in camera, the other one is a switch. And so some of the things that you could look at is if you select the, in this case the camera, you could see to your left here, kind of gives you this information, what's up and what's not. You could set the latitude and longitude, all this on the information. Now if you right click it, it'll give you the IP address of the device, and you could go ahead and, if possible, log in to manage the radio via HTTP. You could lock the device, you could delete the device, you could save the device, or you could go ahead and change the device location. That's by looking and changing the latitude and longitude, okay, as you could see here. Other than that, that's as much as you can get. If we kind of look at the Proxim device, in this case it's an AP8100, you can see it gives us a lot more information. That's just because it's reading the Proxim MIB and the other MIBs, as in this is just reading the SNMP v2 MIB. Okay, so kind of last but not least is the items that you can modify, you can't modify, which you can monitor, and so on. If we go down to our topology on the left hand side, you could see my two devices. Here's the camera and here's the switch. Okay, we select the camera, right click, and some of the options that we have here, you could just do your good old-fashioned ping, SNMP ping, a trace route, edit network settings. That's just your general IP address and SNMP information. Okay, you also have your edit network devices. So by default it kind of looks like this tree looking thingy. You could go ahead and change the icon to whatever device you have, if it's available, and you can just go ahead and come close. Let's see here, we also have the refresh, basic config. Now the basic config are the items that I mentioned in the intro that you can or you cannot modify. In the system group, you have the system name, the location, and the contact. That's all you can modify. We also have the interface. Now, because this is a camera, you only have a few things that you can modify. In this case, it's going to be the Ethernet port, but all you could do is change the name and the alias. Okay, you could also do a status, admin, option, up, down, testing. Everything else is just for monitoring. In this case, IP, TCP, UDP, and ICMP is all going to be for monitoring. This is the only place that you can monitor this information. And kind of take a look around, gives you your routing. If you're doing routing, it kind of breaks it down for your IP address. You get some counters, all the information that's received, in, out, discards, and things like that. TCP, UDP, and so on. That is basically it. You also have your events down here, which is going to monitor. It's going to poll every 60 seconds or so. So you'll be able to kind of take a look at it, especially in the dynamic map. It'll show you if it's up or down. Over here, as you can see, I also have some radios that are not online right now, but if for some reason it goes down, it's going to look like this. Once again, it's pinged, polled every 60 seconds. So if there's connection issues between that time, you may or may not see it, because it may happen within those 60 seconds. Depending when the poll happens, you may or may not miss it. So it really depends on the product that you have, but all in all, this is what you can do, what you can monitor for non-Proxim products. If you have any other types of issues on the network side or specific device issues with that particular product, please contact that product's manufacturer. Once again, Proxim Technical Support does not support the product and or the MIB itself. To learn more about Proxim Wireless and our solutions, please visit us at proxim.com or follow us at Twitter at Proxim.